Hello and welcome back again to Wrestling Pay-Per-View Reviews. This is the Royal Rumble Anthology, and now we're up to 1996, the event that took place from Fresno, California. The first pay-per-view event ever to feature the free-for-all, the free pay-per-view show a half an hour leading into the events that would largely feature Doc Hendricks, aka Michael Hayes, pumping up the crowd, going over what shows. Todd Pettengill would be interviewing whoever else was in the crowd area. They're just hyping the show, basically. It's their own version of Sunday Night Heat. It was called Free For All. This was the first Rumble event to have a WWF title match after the Rumble itself. The state of California has now hosted the Rumble 4 times, more than any other state. I'm reading the trivia that I wrote before my review that I wrote a decade ago, and I echo the same statement. I reviewed these Rumbles before a decade ago, and I've rewatched them, so I'm going to meet somewhere in the middle with how I review here. The state of California Women's Championship match between Aja Kong and Alundra Blaze took place, and it had been advertised in WWF Magazine. However, the match was scrapped after Alundra Blaze was fired, and then we knew what she did as Medusa, dropping the garbage in WCW. They showed a sketch from Billionaire Ted segment during this pay-per-view featured was Vince Russo and the likes ripping off Mean Gene, Hulk Hogan, and Randy Savage. Mr. Perfect joined Vince McMahon for commentary on this night. In the free-for-all match, Duke the Dumpster Droese defeated a Triple H by disqualification, known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley here, at 6:25. Helmsley was disqualified after he used brass knuckles from his tights. He was caught, and the winner of this match earned the right to be 30, while the loser had to be number 1. So that's why later in the night, Helmsley comes out at number 1, and Duke the Dumpster Droese comes out at number 30. Opening contest was Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and Ahmed Johnson. Double J opening the pay-per-view 2 years in a row, this time going up against a newcomer in Ahmed Johnson, who had a lot of fan support around this time. And this was actually a decent match. Jeff Jarrett, I would say, carried Ahmed to a really good match here. Not great, but good enough to open the pay-per-view, get the crowd on the side of Ahmed Johnson as he came with the power moves. Jarrett would try and slow the match down, make it methodical. A decent enough opener. It ended when Ahmed Johnson defeated Double J by DQ when Jarrett resorted to using his guitar on the head of Ahmed, breaking it open. Nice little spot. Ahmed really greased up the match, and just the little bits of guitar stuck to his face a little bit when Double J knocked the guitar to his head. So Ahmed won by DQ. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a good opener. 2 stars and a quarter for that one. 2.25 stars. Smoking Guns were next, defending the titles against Skip and Zip, the Body Donis, who had Sonny at their side. And Sonny was looking good as usual back then. Back then is the key phrase there. This tag match flowed pretty decently. There was a spot where Billy accidentally knocked Sonny off the ring apron, and Sonny was pretended she was dying on the outside to distract the Guns, who she'd later manage right after this. Sonny got on the mic and said, "I have Skip, I have Zip, and in just a few moments I'll have the WWF Tag Team Championship." She's a good rhymer, amongst other qualities I've learned in recent years. But anyway, Billy Gunn started the match off with Skip, and these two teams, they worked a formulaic tag team match, back and forth. Some pretty good stuff here. Also rate this match 2.25 stars. So that's 2 matches in a row at 2.25 stars. In the end, Bart Gunn pinned Zip at 11:14 to retain the tag titles. Billy helped reverse the Body Donis' double suplex attempt into Bart's smaller package on Zip. That's how that went. Next was Goldust with Marlena versus Razor Ramon for the IC title. Oh, wow. Another Razor Ramon IC title match. That's the 3rd year in a row. And the 4th year he's fought in a WWF title match. Just because in 93 against Brett for the world title, 94 IRS IC title, 95 Double J IC title, and now Goldust IC title. He's a part of all these Royal Rumble events, yet he's never in the Rumble match himself. And next year, the fake Razor Ramon was in the Rumble, but not him. And then he's in 2002 in the WWE, and he's still not in the Rumble. He The only time he's ever been in the Rumble, in the actual Rumble match, would be this Royal Rumble, but it was during a run-in. So, never actually a participant. This is a pretty good. This, I believe, was a prelude to Attitude DVD that they recently released. This is between Razor and Goldust. It had a really good pace to it. We got two good workers in here, Scott Hall and Dustin Rhodes. These guys have been around for a while, so they're not newcomers. Marlena was very attractive on the outside. She had a exquisite look, in her director's chair with the big cigar. You never knew what she was thinking. She just had her little facial expressions, which helped the match. It helped Goldust's persona. I think it's a very underrated part to the character that Miss Elizabeth did for Randy Savage. The female valet is kind of a lost art in wrestling, and I wish they'd go back to it a little bit. I mean, look at what happened with Rusev and Lana. They like that. Beauty and the Beast. It works. It works. So, nonetheless, Goldust became the new Intercontinental Champion here after the 1-2-3 Kid cost Razor Ramon the title. And as I previously mentioned, Ramon would come back into the Rumble to try and get the 1-2-3 Kid after he cost him the IC title. And Mr. Perfect says, "Good how Goldust has all the gold." Clever line by Kurt Hennig. May he rest in peace. Now to the WWF 1996 Royal Rumble match. This was a much better upgrade for a Rumble than the year previous. They went back to 2 minutes being the intervals because I have no idea why. The roster isn't that much better than the year before, but it's still a lot better. That doesn't make any sense. It's not much better than the year before, but it's a lot better. Well, wait till I read you the members, and then maybe you can see that I'm kind of both right, even though they're a contradiction. Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Henry Godwin opened it up. Bob Backlund, Jerry Lawler, Bob Holly were the next members. King Mabel, Jake Roberts, Dory Funk, and Yokozuna were after that. The 1-2-3 Kid, Takeo Omari, Savio Vega, Vader, Doug Gilbert was after that. Squat Team Member 1, 2, Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Akushi was after that. Then Tatanka, Aldo Montoya, Diesel, and Kama were after that. Then the Ringmaster, Barry Horowitz, Fatu, Isaac Yankem, Marty Jannetty, and the Bulldog with Duke Grossi at 30 were after that. Okay, so these are big names, but names that hadn't broke out quite yet. Ringmaster, so there's Steve Austin right there with Kama, that's the Godfather. With Isaac Yankem, that's Kane. With the British Bulldog, with Diesel, Shawn Michaels, Owen Hart. Those are big names. Yokozuna, Jake the Snake, King Mabel. These are Jerry the King Lawler, Bob Backlund. These are big names, but they're either too past the prime, like in the case with Lawler and Backlund, or they're not quite in their prime, like the Ringmaster and Isaac Yankem. Fatu is also in the match, and he's Rikishi. So once again, this was more of a methodical Rumble too, because you get more time. You get more time to tell a story. This was a Royal Rumble that's always remembered with the King underneath the ring, hiding away from the Snake, from Jake the Snake Roberts. And then Shawn Michaels, when he came out, he got the Snake from under the ring, and or got King from under the ring and put the Snake on him, and he slithered around, and then eventually Jerry Lawler was eliminated, but they... And if to be Shawn Michaels that pulled him out. It had to be Shawn. Anything to get those pops, but he was probably the most over guy in the Rumble, no doubt. Maybe the most over guy on the night. As I said, Ramon came chasing in, but the 1-2-3 Kid was in there, and that was a nice spot as he ran him out, pretty much eliminating him. Vader made his debut in this match at number 13. Kurt Hennig really put him over on commentary, as did. And they had Shawn eliminate both Yokozuna and Vader. Not only that, but at the same time. It's logical, I guess, because they were both eliminating each other at the same time, and Shawn just kind of gave it the big push from the bottom. So that's somewhat believable, but Yeah, that's like the equivalent of eliminating Andre the Giant to Yoko and Vader at the same time, and you didn't eliminate Andre the Giant on your own. Demolition did as a team, but that's as a team. Owen Hart came out later into the Rumble, had that insecurity spot with Shawn. Michaels came dancing all the way to the into the ring too. Shawn knew how to play up with the crowd for the last 10 entrants. What's interesting is when you watch number 24, the ringmaster Austin come out, he uh he did the diesel honk honk to rub him the wrong way, to what's the term? Not heat, but to give him a, there's a wrestling term I'm not remembering here. Uh Not receipt, not heat, maybe shoot. Austin shoot it a little bit. Either he was really good with doing little mannerisms. Like in the 1997 Rumble. After this, I'll talk about how when Jake the Snake comes out, he goes down on his knees and begins to pray like this. You can see him on the overscreen at the Alamo Dome the year after this, and he's on his knees. Austin got over because he went the extra mile to make sure the fans cared, and this is before Austin was even so he's the master here. So that Steve Austin would have been his name still, but he was not got named as Austin. So this is before all that. Um, yeah, just a lot of action late into the Rumble, and in the final four we had Kama, Diesel, the Bull. Sorry, not the final four. We had final five of Kama, Diesel, the Bulldog, Isaac Yankum, and Duke the Dumpster Drosy. Shawn Michaels and Diesel ended up being the final two. Of course, it was a super kick to Diesel that puts him out when after he eliminated the Bulldog, and Michaels jumping around. I gave this Rumble 4 stars. I did. I must have liked it. It was one of the better Rumbles. Michaels won at 58-49. And yeah, I gave it 4 stars. On a rewatch, I'd say it's about 3.5 stars. So we'll go with 3.5. But damn, it was a good Rumble. For the talent that was there, I really actually enjoyed it. Now we got the main event. We want to talk about methodical. Bret Hart versus The Undertaker might be the most methodical match of all time. Not kidding. This match, if you're a baseball fan, you can appreciate this match. Baseball fans, you need to be patient. You need to appreciate the game behind the game. In this match, Undertaker was still moving as a zombie, and Bret Hart is a tactician. Put those things together, you're going to get a lot of slow submission holds, and the offense happens. It's going to know all the time, be there when it comes to action-packed pace. But these two did prove at SummerSlam 1997 and one night only 97 that these guys can put on two classics. Those two matches are both above 4 stars in my opinion. This match, I believe, I put around 3 stars. It was too methodical. It was too slow. However, I kind of appreciated that type of match, and I really appreciated Taker sticking to his character. I guess I gave it 4 stars back in the day. Um, I'd scrap that to 3 stars. I'd go a whole star down. But then again, I didn't rewatch that match when doing this review. I forgot to rewatch this one. So do I stick with 4 or do I stick with 3? I think I could just go in the middle and put it 3.5. 3.5 stars. My is 7.10 because there was no slow moments other than during the main event. In the card, it was well paced. They balanced the mid card with the main event very well. The Royal Rumble told a story. Each entrant got their own 2 minutes to really talk about them and their character. And if all the Rumbles went like this, they'd all be great. But the 96 one is certainly underrated. And yeah, I definitely think this is a good pay per view. And others might not believe so, but this was during the new generation, and a lot happened during the New Generation time where people didn't like certain things, but I thought it was good. So anyway, if you liked my Rumble reviews and want to see more, subscribe, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Gets me going off my feet here, and maybe I can start to build a channel that way. We'll see you for the next Rumble, but Rumble 96, 7.5 out of 10. See you on the next one.